View from the Other Bench.
View from the Other Bench, presented by Waterworks Pools and Spas, providing Atlantic Canadians with custom in-ground pools, spas, service, and supplies since 1986. If you're looking for a new spa service or maintenance by their trained technicians, or getting your pool from green to clear, go visit them at 194 Killam Drive in Moncton, or call 506-859-1980. Well, it's technically not a view from the other bench, but our own bench. We're pleased to have one of the longest serving members of the Wildcats team played his 200th regular season game on Friday in Newfoundland. From Salisbury, number 20, Preston Lounsbury. Bonjour, comment ça va?
Bien, puis toi?
What?
That's the extent of Adam's French, but
That's all you got.
we thought maybe throw you a curveball with a French question to start things off.
Yeah,
I do know a little bit of French, so it's actually not that curveball.
Yeah.
Well, we heard we were actually quite impressed with your French there last year during the playoffs in your press conference.
Yeah, that was a curveball for me.
You did well though.
Yeah, it's all right. I sometimes forget about some different words, what to say. It's in French. I mean, school was easier, but now it's kind of lost a little bit of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, if you want French interviews, just let Jeremy know he can kind of do some of that during the season.
I'm good with sticking with English.
Perfect. I want to go back to last year's off season. A lot of change coming in. Taylor, Gardner. You're coming in that camp as a veteran in your third camp. I mean, did you feel like a rookie with the new energy? The new, Gardner brings just his own energy. Taylor, did you feel again like a rookie kind of thing going into your fourth camp where it can kind of get monotonous and what to expect from a Gardner camp?
With last year's?
Yeah, last year's camp.
I mean, I chatted with them a little bit throughout the summer, kind of leading up to the season, and there were some different things around Moncton that I helped partake in. So, I mean, I got to know Gardner a little bit earlier, which was nice, and I chatted with Taylor a little bit before the season, so I kind of got a little bit of knowledge of how they are. But no, I know a couple of buddies from around here that have been coached by Gardner, and they told me, it's intense and be ready. It's some curveballs, definitely. It's a little different style, but no, they just said be ready. He loves guys that work hard and are just putting everything they got in the game, and so that was kind of my mentality going into it. And obviously, being in Moncton for 2 years before, and yes, it kind of felt like a rookie. Obviously, new staff and a team that was going to be built to be a high contender. Obviously, everyone's going to have a lot of experience in the league. So right from the get-go with that group, you almost noticed that there wasn't much of rookies kind of per se. It was more so a veteran group from the start, and everybody knew what job had to be done. So, I mean, there wasn't really a rookie point of view, but in a sense, as a new style of approaching games and approaching practices, it was definitely new in that sense for everybody. So, I mean, everybody kind of started with this clean slate, but not really a rookie sense, no.
Yeah, I guess you could say that the job got done last season, and we get to kind of relive it again on Saturday night with the home opener. But I guess looking ahead to this season, there were, given the roster turnover, there were some people who maybe thought it would be a rebuilding year, for the Wildcats. As a player, was there a moment in the offseason, which kind of got you excited to know that, the McDougals do want to try to win this thing again?
I mean, the message even throughout last year was, and even kind of the sense we kind of had an idea that it wasn't just a 1 year thing, especially with that new rule change, right? So with that new rule change, it kind of changed the way that teams can approach things. And obviously Moncton being a city and awesome organization, I miss Irving and the staff that we have now. It's pulling in a lot more eyes and a lot more opportunity. So obviously you hear things that might happen, and I even last year after winning, I wanted to be a part of it again this year, and play an extra 2 more days. That's kind of the not the motto, but that's the mindset the guys that were there last year want this year. Those 2 extra days, chance to get revenge and get the Mem Cup back. So no, I mean, it's exciting. And last summer, obviously, I was excited, and I just want to do the best I can for the team.
Yeah, we want you to play 2 more days this year as well, because it's a lot easier to sell my wife on a trip to Kelowna than it was to Rimouski. So yeah. we're looking forward to that. You talk about being fortunate last year to have the year you had, and you look at your last 6 years in your hockey career. I mean, you've been fortunate to be coached and win some championships under arguably the two best coaches maybe in Canada, in John DeCourcy and Gardner McDougall. And then to do it with your friends, Gil, McKinnon, Cormier, just talk about the experience you've had in the last 6 years, getting to do what you do with, winning championships and the development you've had under those two coaches.
Yeah, I mean, for sure that midget season, my first year was COVID, so it was a little different. But going into it, we had a really young team, and that second year, it's almost like we kind of knew that if everybody was going to come back, you were going to have a really good shot at doing something that no one's ever done in New Brunswick or Moncton. So that was something we were looking forward to, and obviously, as the year went on, we're like, okay, we didn't really talk about it much, but as it got closer, our group got really tight, and no, we were just fortunate enough that we got the chance to go to the TELUS Cup, and we ended up doing something that no one's ever done, and something I'll remember for the rest of my life. And I think that also helped with how in situations with last year's season, actually, too, being in those high pressure moments, just being able to kind of have faith in the game and the group. And that's one thing that a lot of similarities between the two groups. Obviously, it's not the same level, and the players aren't as like high level, and you get older, but you're playing against the best of the best, right? So
Yeah.
but in the sense of similarities, the group was really tight, and obviously there was guys from all over last year. You got your European, your Euros, you got your guys from Quebec, you got local guys, but at the same time, I think we were the tightest group, and it was from all down the lineup and to the coaching staff. Everybody wanted to be there every day, and I think that's the biggest thing that you need is just the whole group wanting to do something together, and everyone just being happy for each other. In any instances, it could be like, I don't know, some guys, don't play as much minutes as the other guys, but just being happy for one another and wanting to accomplish something all together was the main thing. And no, and the coaching staff, I mean, the two teams I've been able to be on, I think that's probably the biggest part. You need people leading the way, and having that voice. Obviously, John, he's been there many years, been through a lot, won multiple TELUS Cups, but I mean, his message was just find a way. You got to find a way, and the other coaching staff there, I mean, they're not there anymore. I think it was a couple of their last years ended on a high note, but no, everybody knew what they were doing. They were there for many years, and you look at Gardner and Freeze and the guys that were there last year with us. They had lots of experience coaching before, playing in high pressure moments, and I think that translates over to helping our team be as successful as it was.
Yeah, you brought up the rule change, and we're seeing a lot of players take advantage of that. Whether it's CHL guys going to NCAA, or some Americans coming up this way, and you yourself took advantage of it with your commitment to Holy Cross. Were there any others? If you're, I guess, willing to share, were there any other schools that you were looking at, and I guess what ultimately led to your decision to be a Crusader?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, there was other schools I was talking to and communicating with, but at the same time, I had to kind of think what was best for me and my future. So I had a chance to go down and check out a couple, and Holy Cross seemed like the spot for me. The whole entire staff was really good with the way they approached it. I mean, they were in touch with my agent, and they were in touch with my family, even talking to my parents all the time. So it seemed like they really wanted me there, and that seems like the best spot for me in the future. And I mean, they got a really good program doing up there, so they're getting better every year, and I like that. I mean, getting better every year and something I can come and kind of help grow as well. So no, I mean, it's a good school academically, and I like to take pride in my school because you never know what could happen. So it kind of balances out both. But no, I'm excited to go there next year, and it's going to be weird being away from home. I haven't been experienced that yet. I mean, it's pretty crazy. I mean, there's 18 teams in our league, and one at 18, I got to be able to stay here the full ride, and had a really good time doing it. So hopefully, I can have another great season this season.
You talk about playing close to home, and fourth round pick to the Wildcats, being a Moncton kid. I don't know how much of the last time you remember the Wildcats raising a banner if you were in the rink, but I mean, living here your whole life, playing for the Flyers, playing for now the Wildcats, just what does it mean to you on this Saturday to be on the ice to watch a championship banner go up into the rafters?
No, I mean it's pretty cool. Going to all those games as a kid in the Coliseum, seeing all those players to come through, like the Garlands, and there's just a bunch of other guys that were really good through there. And then I remember when they switched over to the Avenir Center, watching that being built, and then going to many games. Obviously, my dad, his company that he works for has a box, so I was in those seats quite a bit, watching those. And obviously, being a kid that at a younger age wanting to play in the queue when they grow up. Obviously, Moncton's definitely the dream come true
Yeah.
at the stages. So, getting drafted there was the number one step. And then that's when the work just begins again. And I wanted to crack the roster as soon as possible. And lucky enough, my 16 year, I close to home. So I got to stick around with the team and I ended up playing the home opener my first 16 years. So, I mean, it's pretty cool to think that I know I get to have my first home opener here and have my last home opener as a 20 in the league here. So no, I'm pretty thankful that I got the opportunity to do so. And I'm looking forward to it.
So are we.
Yeah. We've been waiting for this night.
Yeah, usually you don't have to play 4 games before your home opener,
Yeah, that's true.
especially after going, right? So
Yeah. We've exhausted that for you guys. We've talked about that for you guys for 2 weeks now. But hey, man, appreciate you taking the time. I'm excited for Saturday. It's gonna be a fantastic event, and watching you play this season. I mean, from playing 16 to turning into one of, like I said many times, one of the best penalty killers, and then turning your offense into one of the top 6 forwards in the league, man. It's been awesome, and can't thank you enough for doing this.
yeah, no problem.
Hey fans, did you just enjoy that video and you want more content just like that? It's real simple. Like and subscribe to the Wildcats Podcast YouTube page. Each and every week we have a podcast. We do interviews post-game after each and every home game. Sometimes we go on the road. We do interviews as well. You want to click that bell so you don't miss any content in case we go live. Again, like and subscribe to the Wildcats Podcast YouTube page, and thanks for watching.